All right, hey guys, Marcus here. It's a beautiful day for music. It's a wonderful day for sound. Come on and learn this lick with me. I'm starting off with this rhythm that's 1 and a 2 and a 3 there. And what I'm looking at here is having sort of an upbeat flammed 7, just like how we have like a flammed 5. I'm technically playing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 kind of strokes with that. So I have 1 and a 2 and a 3 there. What I'm looking at or sort of paying attention to here is making sure that rhythm is exactly that. 1 and a 2 and a 3, and getting a nice little pop of flavor from that little grace note that happens on the and, starting that actual double stroke pattern. Let's try it a few times. Ready? And 1 and a 2 and a 3. Again. 1 and a 2 and a 3. Again. 1 and a 2 and a 3. Nice and even. Again. 1 and a 2 and a 3. Again. 1 and a 2 and a 3. Beautiful. For this next part here, I have 3E a 4. And all that's going to be is just 2 accented notes and then 2 little notes. 2 big, 2 little. Making sure when I turn back for those notes, I'm not really adding any extra pressure in my fulcrum or within my hand system to make sure that I can play these other 2 notes down at the bottom with the same sound shape. They just happen to be at a different dynamic level. So nice and relaxed here. And what's really going to help me keep it nice and relaxed is that I keep my back fingers fairly close to my palm. So I won't have to do any crazy squeezing or changing of my fulcrum here. There. Big, big, small, small. Let's add that on. So I have 1 and a 2 and a 3E a 4. Yes, 2, ready, and 1 and a 2 and a 3E a 4. Again, ready, and 1 and a 2 and a 3E a 4. Again, ready, and da braka tika tika ta da dum. 2, ready, and again, ready, and 2, ready, and beautiful. Now, after that, so I'm ending on my left hand here on beat 4. And then on the upbeat of that, I have 2 more big notes. So I'm sort of playing with this idea of having the big and the small kind of in 2 note sort of patterns here. So ba ba bo boom, ba ba. So 4 and back big again. The catcher here is I have to end on a small flam on my right hand on the downbeat of 1. So I have 4 and 1. Nice small flam there here. Once again, that flam just adds a little pop of texture to the actual color profile that we're producing within our different rhythms and within our different heights and things. So I really want to make sure that I'm getting a nice little separation. It doesn't have to be really far, depending on the tension of the drum. I'm going to have it nice and close for tighter drums. And then if the drum is probably tuned a little bit lower, has a little bit more resonance, I'm going to start to move that grace note a little bit far away. So that can be your actual choice of how you add your particular flavor to your color there. So I have 4 and a 1. Nice small flam. 4 and a 1. 4 and a 1. 4 and a 1. And the same thing here again, I really have to control the anda on 4 because I really need to play that flam nice and small. I don't want the flavor to take over the whole dish. It just adds a little bit of an afterthought in there. So let's take now that whole first measure. Boom. And then on that flam. 2, ready, and again, ready, and again, ready, and nice. Now, in this next measure, I'm going to start off with that flam that's on the right hand, the small flam. I have a buzz on the second partial of the triplet, which is also going to be on the right. And then an accent on the upbeat or the third partial of the triplet, which is the left hand. So flam, buzz, accent, tap. Flam, buzz, accent, tap. Ba, 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 ba. Let's try it. Ready? And bra, z, ta, 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 yeah, ready? And bra, z, ta, ready? And bra, z, ta, ready? And bra, z, ta, ready, and da 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 da, ready, and da 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 da. Nice, nice. Da di di ba. One more time. Cool. Now, coming out of that buzz, being that it's fairly staccato, it's fairly short, and I'm really having to push that into the drum head. Once again, I'm gonna be using my back fingers to make sure that I have a little bit more control over the stick, and that way it keeps me from over compressing the front part of my fulcrum up here to try to make the sound short. It's a lot easier for me to have kind of even pressure and then sort of kick in a little bit of those back fingers to help me stop the multiple bounces to get it nice and sort of staccato and things. Right after that, I have to be very aware of that downbeat on beat 2 being nice and relaxed for what comes next. So pushing here, third beat of the partial, relaxing hand here because of what's coming next. Speaking of that, I have a hurta, and all that is just 2 quick notes and then sort of 2 slow notes. It can happen in triplets, it can happen in 16th notes and 32nd notes. Here it appears in a triplet format, and I keep that sort of motif of having the third partial of that triplet accented. So at first I had bra ta om, and now I have the hurta with that same kind of idea. Tigadum ta ta, tigadum ta om. Except that the actual downbeat is accented. So let's try that a few times by itself. Da-ga-dum ta-ta. Ready? And. Da-da-da-da-da. Very nice. Ready? And. Da-ga-dum ta-ta. Ready? And. Da-ga-dum ta-ta. Yep. Ready? And. Da-ga-dum ta-ta. A little bit faster. Da-ga-dum ta-ta. Dee-dee-dee-da. Da-ga-dum ta-ta. Dee-dee-dee-da. Da-ga-dum ta-ta. Dee-dee-dee-da. Da-ga-dum ta-ta. Dee-dee-dee-da. Da-ga-dum ta-ta. A little bit faster. Get it. One more time. Cool. Let's back that up now and take that first one going into the actual triplet with the hurta sort of sticking pattern there. So 2, ready, and 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 yep, ready, and let's go ahead and take that back now and add that on to the first measure. So bum 2, ready, and 2, ready, and beautiful. Let's move along here. So over the next 2 counts, I have an 8th note kind of 5-let figure, which means I'm going to be playing it over 2 quarter notes, right? So instead of doing 1 and 2 and or triplet, it's right in between those, and I'm playing 5 notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right? Now, that particular sticking happens to just be sort of an accent pattern of 2 and then 3, the way I'm sort of splitting it up. So it's going to feel like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right? The way that's further split up there is I actually have a Swiss drag on that 3 sort of portion of the 5. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 1. Da 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 da. Da 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 da. What I'm looking at here is really making sure that both of those accents have the same amount of intensity. I really want them to be nice and consistent with one another, and then really making sure that I move all these other notes out of the way in order to have a little bit of that contrast kind of poking out of the musical context. Again, da 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 da. 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 Again, again, da 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 da. Again. Beautiful. Let's take that back now and start right on those 2 sets of triplets. So ba sa ba ga dum ta pa ka pa ba ga da ba. Right? That 5-let is going to sort of feel like it's kind of slowing down there. So let's take it about this tempo. Ba da 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 ba ga da ba. two, ready, and. Nice, nice, nice. One more time. 1, 2, ready, and. Cool, cool, cool. Now, what's happening here that's next is we're kind of slowing down the context even more before that final little sort of cherry on top of the dessert. So I have an eighth note. I'm ending on that flam. Once again, it just adds a little texture here, a little hint of flavor, the back of the tongue, right? And I'm really thinking about waiting right after that because I know that I just came from something that had a little bit more density, a little bit more speed, really having to wait and show my maturity as a performer, as a musician with controlling space. So really thinking about controlling space on the and there before I go into this next beat, which just happens to be a very simple 1 count of triplet roll, right? So I'm gonna be releasing on the left. 1 and ticka 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 da. 1 and ticka 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 da. Again. 1 and ticka 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 da. Again. 1 and ticka 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 da. Again. Wait, push, wait, push, wait, push, ticka 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 da. Hey. Ticka 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 da. Ticka 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 da. Ticka 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 da. Same thing a little bit faster. Ticka 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 da. Ticka 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 da. Ticka 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 da. Yeah. Ticka 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 da. 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 Beautiful, beautiful. Now, I'm gonna go and take that back here and start at the actual triplets. Really making sure that I really wait for that second partial or the upbeat of the actual eighth note. Let's try it. 1, 2, ba 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 ba. Wait, again, ready, and. Wait, again, ready, and. Beautiful. What happens next is a 9-let that starts off of the left hand. So, bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. And I'm just gonna be playing those as single strokes. Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. As you can see in the actual notation, there's sort of that kind of 2-note theme again. So 2 up, sort of 2 down. And it feels a little bit weird at first, especially being that you're kind of thinking about that 9-let in groups of 3s, but you'll sort of get used to it, right? Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. 2, ready, and. Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. Ready, and. Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. Ready, and. Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. 2, ready, and. Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. 2, ready, and. Bigga da bigga da bigga da ba. All right, so I just realized that my camera cut off kind of in the middle of that. Let's go ahead and start at the beginning of that lick now. We'll take it all the way through nice and slow, sort of building it up, being awesome here, starting at this speed. Going right into those 9-lets. Yep, 1, 2, ready, and. 2, ready, and. A little bit faster. 2, ready, and. Oh. 2, ready, and. 2, ready, and. 2, ready, and. Awesome job. So hopefully that was of some use to you guys. Go back through if you're interested in checking out some of my other Learn This Lick series. I think there's 6 or 7 other ones at this point. If you want to sort of back some things up, go over some of your rudiments. I do have a few different videos dealing with chop outs and various type of rudiment build-ups and breakdowns and things of that nature. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Deuce.